Good morning, YouTube. Scott Lett here, owner of Iron City Power Washing. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm currently at home. I know I'm usually in my truck, but my business partner and I decided to take the day off. Our lead tech is out doing a small house wash for us. We had a good sized job, I have to reschedule, so we decided to take the day off. It's that time of year where we can do that. We can breathe a little bit. I have been working a little bit, a few things for 2025 next year. Goals and just some prospecting accounts that I'm going to go after. So, but anyways, in this video, this video is focused on a subject that's been requested. I had someone email me. I've had some comments in the video about this particular subject. So, what I want to talk about today is, how we are generating leads, whether it's a phone call, email, text message, online submission. How are we getting these leads to even go out and do estimates? Okay, so all those things are considered a lead. Referrals, those are called hot leads, in my opinion, when someone you have done a job for refers you to their neighbor, and they call you and say, hey, so-and-so referred you to me. That would be considered a hot lead. That means you have a really good chance of converting that lead into a job. So, but how are we getting all these leads? How are we getting, 3 to 4, 5, 6 calls a day? I think the most we ever had a day was 12. And that was, I think, last summer. So, but it's almost November. So I would say we probably get 1 to 3 calls a day. And this time of year, my mindset shifts because, your mindset needs to be, ambitious, optimistic, but also real, right? You have to have a realistic mindset. Like, it's not busy season, right? People are, kind of getting in the mode of, staying inside, not really going outside much. Spring cleaning, summer is kind of when people, like to get their house cleaned. Okay. So, as long as we are completing a job and then adding a new job to the schedule to replace that one, that's okay with me, maybe even 2 jobs, but our bloodline now for Iron City Power Washing is commercial work. I would say we're 90% commercial, and we have a lot of reoccurring clients, both in the commercial space and residential. So let me lay the foundation for you guys. So we've been around since 2018. That's when I started the business. I was a sole proprietorship, and it was just me. Okay. And then I helped my business partner start his own business. And the more we talked, the more we realized, like, if we joined our networks, that would really strengthen the business. And then that's when we formed our partnership, our S Corp. And then that's when Iron City Power Washing was really established. Our network brings in a lot of work. Okay. So, that's a real strong aspect of our business, is the network that I have and my business partner has. So those two things together has produced a lot of good clients, a lot of leads. But say you don't have the strongest network or you're new to an area, let's talk about that. So as we all know, when you're first getting started, you may not have all the money, all the capital. You may not have that rich daddy like a lot of guys had, so you're literally you're grinding. Okay. You're just getting started. All this is new to you. So, and everything I share, guys, is experience based. I'm not sharing things that I've read from a, LinkedIn article or a Facebook, marketing campaign or something that I've heard from other people. Everything I share is experience based, and those experiences have formed my opinions on things. So, and I'm happy to share my journey when it comes to getting leads. Okay, so what has worked for us from the beginning even until now is organic marketing, meaning you don't have to pay for it. Okay, you can just get on a platform, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever platform you want to use, TikTok, and create content for people to see. Because when you're first getting started, it's really all about exposure, right? Because if people don't know who you are, I mean, how are you going to get called? How are people going to contact you? They don't know you even exist. So you're really just trying to find ways to get exposure, get people to see who you are and what you can do. So one of the most effective ways to do that is creating, assuming you have Facebook. If you don't, I would highly recommend getting a Facebook account and then creating a Facebook business page, right? It's free. You go on there. Facebook does a good job of really showing you the steps of how to create that. Once you have your Facebook page, created, you can start posting content of your before and afters. And, each job you do, post it on your business account page, invite all your friends, and then ask them to share your work from your business page and share it to your page. Okay. So the more shares you can get, think about all the people that you don't even know who are getting to see your work because they're sharing your posts. Okay. And people will be willing to do it for you. If strangers are willing to leave you 5-star reviews, then people will help you gain traction with your business. Okay. So Facebook is a very strong platform to get exposure. Okay. One thing I talk about a lot in my videos, yard signs. I really believe a very generic yard sign works. I think you have to be strategic in where you put those. I think putting a yard sign in the yard of a job that you just completed is very effective because people are going to walk by and notice the clean driveway, the clean house, the clean roof, and wonder who did the work. And if your yard sign's right there, they're going to probably give you a call or write down your number. There's a yard sign right here in my front yard, and a lady just stopped and took a picture of it. So I'm sure I'll be getting a call later. So yard signs do work, but I think they're most effective, when they're in the yard of a client who you just cleaned for. So, but you can go out and put them in front of neighborhoods and stuff, but just realize that the HOA, probably is going to throw those away. A competitor will probably see them and throw them away. So, but they do work. Yard signs work. Keep it generic. Keep it simple. Pressure washing your number. And if you want to add your company name, that's fine too. So Facebook, yard signs, maybe creating an Instagram account, a LinkedIn, showing that, you're a legit business and all that kind of stuff. I think that's important too. But that's what's worked for us. Okay. And also like leveraging your network, your friends, your family, your previous employer that, you just left, there's people there who can really help you build your business. Okay. Don't miss out on the relationships. I think people get so caught up in the digital marketing that they forget how to be relational. So, it's okay to go out with business cards and flyers and, go to HOAs, go to management groups, go to apartments, even those jobs may be a little bit too big for you, going out there and learning how to sell your business, going out there and learning how to build, bridges of trust with people to the point where they can't say no to you is important. Door knocking. We've never done that, but I know guys here in Birmingham who do it and they get jobs. So your first 2 years, guys, you're really going to be grinding. Like you do whatever you can to keep the heartbeat of your business beating, right? And then, year 2, 3, 4, your book of business gets bigger, and then you start getting a lot of those reoccurring clients. Then you start reinvesting into a better marketing plan. So the goal is to get a holistic marketing plan put together, right? So that means having a very content heavy, positive keywords on your website that's built by a professional. That website is put on your Facebook page, is put on your Google campaigns, which you'll have to create a Google business account, and then you can run campaigns. I will say for those, you have to be very patient. You will start seeing results 3 to 6 weeks or months after you create those. So you have to be patient. And that's one thing, guys, you have to be patient with this stuff. If you think you're just going to hop into this industry and start, making, all this money every month, don't have that expectation. Okay. But you will get there. All right. We've had some really good months. I think our biggest month, was 118 grand, which in your mind, you probably don't believe that, but we put up That's our biggest month so far. And we've had a couple six-figure months. Okay. Just to give you guys some motivation, I'm not sharing those numbers to brag. I'm just telling you guys, if you do what I'm saying, to do, and you are patient and you do everything you need to do to build that holistic marketing plan, you will get to these numbers one day. You will have 3 rigs and you will be doing a lot of commercial jobs. So, so now you have your Facebook page, you have a website, you're running Google campaigns, you have yard signs out, you're growing your book of business, you're getting referrals, you're getting repeat customers, then year 3, 4, you're rolling by then. Okay. But the rule of thumb, guys, is, take your goal, of gross revenue for 2025, for instance, take 10% of that and invest that into your marketing plan. Okay. I think a lot of people overlook, how to generate leads in the marketing, and because they're so caught up in, buying the fancy equipment, buying the cool shirts, trying to get their truck wrapped, all that kind of stuff, which those things are important. But if you're not getting phone calls, if you're not getting online submissions, if you're not getting referrals, if you're not getting any sort of lead, the fancy equipment, the shirts, those things don't really matter, right? Essentially, don't build your business backwards. If you're going to spend your money on anything, spend your money on a marketing plan, marketing material to get exposure, to build your brand, to then, you are getting lead generation so you can convert into jobs so you can make money. Okay, that's how this works. Just because you have a cool looking jersey shirt, you have a cool looking skid or a trailer or truck, doesn't mean that's going to generate work for you. Okay, because you know what? Every guy out there probably has a decent looking truck and a decent looking rig. All right. But, as you grow, I do encourage you to invest in some nice equipment and invest in a nice, uniform. You want to look the part. Okay. If you look good, you show up looking professional, you know what you're talking about, you have a good deliverable, whether it's a flyer or a business card, that's only going to better help you close, the deal. Okay. But yeah, Facebook has really worked for us. Yard signs in yards of jobs we just completed has really worked for us. Over the past 2 years, I've really learned how to prospect, which means I get online. I'll look up management companies. There's, people within these organizations that I contact. I'm not going to share that because I have some very good relationships with some directors of certain places around here. But the more proactive you are on your end to get in touch with certain people, the better success, the more success you are going to experience as a business owner. Okay. The worst thing you can do is pay a third-party company to run all your marketing, and you just sit there and wait for an email to come through. You sit there and wait for your phone to ring. Okay. So having a marketing plan is good, but also being proactive and making phone calls, sending emails, showing up to places. If you drive around your town, you're going to see management signs, strip malls or different areas. And there's usually a name on there. Call that person. They may be looking for a pressure washer. So, but those are a few things that have really brought us to where we are today. But if you have a strong network, leverage it. Like I post probably once or twice a week on LinkedIn. We post on Instagram. I post probably daily on Facebook. My business partner shares my posts. We post on our Facebook business page. We've been running the same Google campaign for 3 years, paying like $700 a month. We have a really good website that was built. So the YouTube channel, those algorithms all communicate to each other. So the more content you post, the better you are to be found by a potential client. So with that being said, I hope this helps you guys. But I encourage you to always be patient. Let your business grow. Like don't don't get discouraged. All right. I see a lot of guys who like, they put a time frame of a year. Okay, I'm going to give this a year. And if it doesn't work, they throw in the towel. But I'm telling you, if you put your time towards really focusing on lead generation, getting phone calls, rather than focusing on all the equipment and how to wash, because you will learn those things. Okay. Just don't get behind on learning how to market your business. Okay. And having a good name, having a good logo, being easy to remember, all those things are very important. Okay. But I think that's about it. That's kind of what we have really focused on over the past few years. And also I was going to mention this too, is like, keep your footprint small. Like, don't try to cover your whole state. Like, focus on the one area that you really want to service. Okay. For us, we really focus on Vestavia, which is my hometown, Mountain Brook, Homewood, Hoover, I guess. But we have probably a 20-mile radius that we really focus on with our Facebook ads, our Google campaigns, and we have a really good footprint, and your footprint will get stronger the longer you run, your Google campaigns. But be sure to reinvest in your company. Make sure, you're not just spending or paying yourself all the money you make, right? Because you have to reinvest into marketing. You have to reinvest into better equipment, and then you will slowly, it's a slow growth, but you will slowly grow, and you'll be in a good place one day. All right, Scott Litt, Iron City Power Washing.